What's going on, y'all? Top Flight TV. This the Top Flight Films. How's everybody doing today, man? I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody is enjoying this weather, enjoying this lovely June afternoon. I'm here to talk about the riots in LA. There's a lot going on right now. I want to get some input, so please drop a comment. I'm going to ask a genuine question, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on the topic. The question is, are the riots in LA right now riots slash protests? Because a lot of times we say it's just a peaceful protest, but to keep it real, it's both. It's some rioting going on and it's some peaceful protests. Somebody such as myself who has participated in protests, I know when you get down to those scenes, it's some people burning shit, it's some people throwing shit at the police, and then it's some people really out there for a cause that are trying to either they're yelling at the police or they're marching or chanting or whatever the case may be, or just simply holding up a picket sign. So, are these riots justified? What exactly are the riots about? Now, from what I understand, these riots are about the raids, ICE raids. Supposedly, allegedly, ICE is running up in schools, taking legal people, I guess. I mean, is that what it is? Are they taking legal citizens and detaining them? So from my understanding, this is about ICE raids. They're trying to say some of these ICE raids are illegal. They're talking about due process. There's no due process being practiced. And they took to the streets this weekend and started tearing shit up. Let's just keep it real. Now, me, myself, I have no problem seeing police cars being set on fire. I actually like seeing police cars set on fire. I see what they doing out there. They turning up. And I respect the fact that some of them had a heart to go out there and rebel with what they feel is a real cause. Okay? Now, what is this cause? From my understanding, when you walk into a country illegally, all right? Let's take me for instance. If I walk into a country illegally, right? Say I walk into America. Say I'm a Mexican and I walk into America. You dig? I walk into America illegally. I get away with it for about 15, 16 years. I have children, right? I have children, they're in school, and then one day, I get detained. I get wrapped up by ICE. My kids get took out of school. Who is to blame in that scenario? I need smart people out there to talk to me. If I am a Mexican and I walk over that border and I do it illegally, I never take the proper channels to gain my citizenship. I live tax-free. I get resources, okay, from wherever I get resources from. And years later, it catches up to me and bites me in the ass. And my kids get took out of school. Who is to blame? Is it the government that's to blame? Or is it my fault for making that decision to walk over into some other land without doing it the correct way? Somebody talk to me, man. Because I'm having a problem. I'm really trying to figure out what the fuss is about. All right? I'm trying to figure out what the problem is with ICE doing their job. Now, I'm not a fan of law enforcement whatsoever. I can empathize with the Hispanics and what they're going through. I can empathize, but what they're going through cannot be comparable to what my ancestors and myself have went through. You can't compare. Somebody tried to compare the two. Somebody tried to compare the two. A friend of mine, or a guy I know, he put up a status. He said something like, "This is like slavery, where they would separate the families." No, 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 no. See, in slavery, they had no choice. In this instance, with the illegal immigrants, they had a choice. They had a choice to walk over here. Nobody forced them. Nobody literally chained them up, put them on a boat, right, and made them come over here. So this is two different things, man. People always try to take their cause and compare it to ours. Our cause is not comparable to anything that happened in America. There's nothing like it, dog. There's nothing like the transatlantic slave trade that you can compare it to. Nobody else's cause can compare to what we went through. Lord Cruz, what's happening? Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Now again, I empathize with my Hispanic family, brothers and sisters. Uh, but let's not act like this is just out of the blue. Let's not act like there's not a huge problem with human trafficking. Let's not act like there's not a huge problem with drug trafficking in that community. All right. See, we always hear about Chicago, right? We always hear about Chicago. We always hear about the major cities, and all we see on our timeline is black crime. We don't never really hear about the human trafficking that is it's of epic proportion at this point. We know where it's coming from, but it's not publicized. Ray Minnick, what it do, homie? Ray Minnick says the problem isn't what they think. I'm sorry. The problem isn't what they are doing, it's how they're doing it, I think. Trump said they would go after the lawbreakers first. Instead, they went to Home Depot and rounded up people trying to work. Stop. I'm glad you said that, Ray, and I'm glad you here. Thanks for chiming in. You just said, yeah. Hey, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. You just said what I was about to say. Okay, Ray. That statement is contradictory. All right. Now, if I walk across the border illegally, I'm already a lawbreaker. Okay. Do you got that part? This is Everybody seems to leave this shit out. You're automatically a lawbreaker if you're here illegally. You understand? And I'm puzzled because it's like, and I'm gonna just speak to my community. My community, there is no gray area. Okay, people know they won't let us get away with breaking the law whatsoever. But we keep skipping over the fact that whoever's getting rounded up, they came over here illegally. We don't know who is who. Listen, such and such at Home Depot. Let me tell you something, man. Such and such is at Home Depot. It don't matter if he's at Home Depot. He could have touched 10 little girls at home in Mexico. I don't give a fuck if he's at home. Then I'm not talking to you, Ray. I'm just saying to all the people out there that are upset that these people are being sent home. They have not been vetted. You understand? We don't know if Raul at Home Depot, the hard-working, I don't give a fuck if he work hard. I'm lost, right? Because people keep talking about these hard-working people. Cool, and salute to them. Yeah, they work hard and all that, great. But we don't know the background. There is order and protocol to everything we do. There has to be order. You cannot just let people walk over here. We don't know where they came from, who they are, what they've done, or what they're going to do. They can be some hard-working motherfuckers, and then after work, what are they doing? You dig? So we gotta really put it in perspective, man. Ray Minnick says, yeah, I agree with you. I think anyone here legally should go. We need to know who's in our country and crossing our border. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm gonna get to some other stuff here in a minute because I got a couple things. This is very multi-layered. We really got to break this thing down, man. Ray Minnick says, I don't know why people could keep comparing ICE to Nazis. That's a super crazy comparison, as well as comparing it to slavery. It is very insane. Now, let me say this. I feel like the Democrats are up to their tricks. This is just my conjecture. I feel like the Democrats are up to their tricks. I feel like they are doing what they do best and pulling the wool over people's eyes. You understand? And they're creating a narrative. And I do not agree with certain ICE agents not identifying themselves, wearing masks, and not letting the people know who they are. I don't agree with that. Because they say that's a thing. I don't know. I haven't seen it with my own two eyes, so I can't say for sure. But if that's the case, I don't agree with that. But I do feel like the Democrats and the Democratic media are playing games out here. And this is what they want. They want to stick it to Donald Trump. Let's just keep it a buck, man. The Democrats have a hair up their ass about Donald Trump being in office, and they are inciting, okay? They're inciting mass violence, mass destruction to get back at him, to make him look a certain way. So he can call in the National Guard, so he can call in the Marines, so people can get hurt and they'll say, oh, well, look what happened under Trump. You understand? They are puppeteers and they like to play. They like to play really nasty games. You understand? Now, let's get to this. Let's get to that Mexican flag. Let's get to that Mexican flag real quick. I have a problem. I'm not, let me tell you something, man. I have a problem with seeing the things that I'm seeing on that screen. A Mexican flags being flown as they destroy American property. I don't like that because that is sending a bad message out. Okay, it's sending a bad message to other countries, right? How in the hell can you be on this land, tearing shit up, blowing cars up, right? Smashing windows, waving a Mexican flag when you're in America and you're fighting to be in America. I don't know, whatever the case is. Don't get me wrong, some people go to these protests just to fight, just to tear shit up. I've seen it with my own eyes. Yes, baby. What was? Who? What's being loud, baby? Oh, all right. Tell Jairus to check it out for me. Y'all hold up, man. That's my baby girl. What is it? It's a fan? What is it? Oh, it's beeping? It's probably a dishwasher. All right, I'll check it out in a minute, all right? Oh, all right. I'll check it out in a minute. Anyway, my fault. Daddy gonna get off in a minute, all right? So, okay, so, all right, sorry. Not only are we walking over the border, right, illegally, but now we are in somebody else's homeland, waving our Mexican flag while burning down their property, while inciting violence on their land. I don't understand. Let me tell you something. If I was Donald Trump, it'd be more than the Navy down there. We gonna we gonna lick off some shots. We gonna drop a couple people, all right, just to set the message that y'all, this is not gonna happen here. And I know I'm wrong. Okay, whatever. I'm just saying. Imagine somebody coming to your yard, waving their fucking flag in your fucking yard, talking about death to America. Did y'all see they spray painting death to America? Did y'all see that? Now, my problem is, I know they all the way in LA. My problem is, it really makes us look weak. It makes America look weak, dog. You understand? It, it makes us look very weak. See, the whole give me you're hungry, you're poor, and all this other stuff, that shit was cute, right? Until they all came, and now they waving their flag, and they taking y'all to war, okay? They're taking the police to war out there. It's warfare out there right now. Police running through the street, right? Their cars is getting damaged, you know. What are we going to do? What are they going to do about this, man? You dig? It's getting out of control, man. I want to hear from the people, though, man. I want some different perspectives. I'm always open for different perspectives. Tell me, tell me why they out there riding. Somebody drop a line and tell me something that makes sense to why they would be out there fighting and going crazy. Okay, I saw a clip yesterday, and it pretty much said that there was no raid. Okay, they saying that it was media that lied about this raid. They're saying the people that they detained were criminals. I didn't look further into it, but this was a press conference from a sheriff in LA. Said there was no raid. So what's going on is a lot of the media is putting out false narratives, you understand, and inciting violence, you dig? And at the end of the day, all that is going on is people are being removed. Listen, man, when I fuck up in life, I've been arrested 22 times. I've been arrested 22 times before I was 21, okay? Well, before I was 23. When I make a mistake, I got to pay the price. You understand? There's not. Why do the Democrats and the people who are pro immigration? Why do they feel like? Why do they feel like people can just do what they want to do without consequence? Now, I want to tell y'all the difference between what's going on now and a lot of the stuff that we went through with Mike Brown, Trayvon Martin, even George Floyd. We actually saw a man being murdered. Okay, let's take George Floyd for instance. Forget about his past, forget about his character. We're talking about a man being murdered on screen. This is what we saw with our own eyes. They keep saying that it was fentanyl. Let me tell y'all something, okay? You don't do fentanyl, right? You don't go do fentanyl. Mosey on down to the store. You don't do bad fentanyl. Mosey on down to the store. Okay, listen. Get into it with the store clerk, right? At over 20, 30, 40, 50-minute period of time. You don't go through all this period of time when you just did some bad fentanyl. You going out, dog. You going out. So for them to say that he died of a fentanyl overdose, yeah, I'm sure he had it in his system. I'm sure he had it in his system, but to say he died over a fentanyl overdose is ridiculous. But we saw this man being murdered on screen, and a lot of us decided to go protest, uprising. This is not the same as what's going on right now. Okay, it's two different things, man. I wish people would stop trying to compare the two because it's totally different. You understand? We are not fighting. We have not fought to do illegal shit. We didn't fight for no extra fucking rights. We fought, our ancestors fought for civil rights. Just for people to be civilized with us. Just for people to be civilized. Just for basic civility. That's what we were fighting for. We weren't fighting to come over here and get resources and be citizens and escape tyranny and escape oppression. We weren't fighting for that. We were fighting for civil rights. We still fight for civil rights. For people to have just regular decency. You don't even have to like us, but don't fucking kill us and not go to jail. They would not have locked. They would have not have locked Derek Chauvin up. Hold on, babe. They would have not lock Derek Chauvin up if it wasn't for billions of dollars of destruction. People say rioting and marching solves nothing. That's a lie. Because if it wasn't for rioting, if it wasn't for marching, if it wasn't for destruction of property, they would not have locked that dude up. We remember waiting, and it was a lot of time that went by to where as though they did not lock dude up, even though we sat there and watched. People all around the world had to start burning shit up for them to take one man to jail. What's up, baby? All right, don't go too far. So this is not the same, man. It's two different things. So the cat that he's talking about he's comparing this shit to slavery, man. Like get a grip, man. You know what I'm saying? Get a grip. It's two different scenarios, man. Two different situations. Um, where do we go from here? What happens next? Sonic Boom says Democrats let no crisis go to waste. That's a fact, brother. And I can admit, look, I can admit they put the batteries in our back. I can admit that. Don't get me wrong. We turned up on our own, but the the leftist media or the Democrat media, they definitely did their part to incite violence and incite the uprising. You understand? Have y'all found it a little odd that during the 4 years of Biden, there were no riots, no major riots, major uprisings, but every time Trump is in office, every time Trump is in office, a city is burning. A city is burning to the ground every time Trump is in office. And I called this shit years ago. I said, watch when the Democrats get back in. I said, everybody's gonna be quiet. Everybody's gonna act like racism and oppression went away. And that's what they do. That's what they did. When Biden got back in office, they acted like oppression just went out the window. You did. Pete Crow, what it do? 420 Savvy, what it do? Y'all chime in, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this uprising. Is it justified? I'm open for any, different perspectives and things of that nature. Uh, Tell me something I don't know, because I may just be ignorant. I'm just telling y'all what I know thus far. You understand what I'm saying? Did y'all see that they desecrated Kobe's? Did y'all see that they spray painted Kobe and his daughter? Did y'all see that? They spray painted the Kobe mural in LA with him and his daughter holding each other. Did y'all see that? And people keep asking us like, okay, now we gotta get to this part. We gotta get to this part. Why aren't Black Americans joining the fight? We gotta touch on this. Y'all hit the like button for me. I got 2 likes and I got 17 people in the building. Okay, we gotta address the elephant in the room. Why aren't Black Americans entertaining or joining this fight? Why aren't we joining hands? Now, let me tell you my perspective. I can't speak for all Black Americans. You dig? Thank you, baby. Well, for number one, we gotta really be honest. We have been undercut. People keep talking about all this cheap labor. Who's gonna cook your food? Who's gonna build your house? Who's gonna pick your fruit? Listen, before immigration, guess who was doing all these things? Before immigration came in and undercut and said, hey boss, I'll do this shit cheaper than those niggas over there. Okay? Why in the hell? There's no type of sympathy, because these are jobs that could have went to us, essentially. But we going to pay us. You want to give us a couple dollars. We're not working for free. CC, what it do? Cyberdyne, what it do? Slingshot T, what it do? Yeah, Ray Minute, go check it out, man. Look, go Google the Kobe mural. Okay? They destroyed the Kobe mural. And then they wondering why We're not out there, black Americans. They wondering why we're not standing in solidarity. Now, this is another reason, and don't get me wrong. I'm saying this with love. I'm not a hater. Let me tell you something. It's not my nature to hate any group. I don't care what group it is. I'm not a hater. I'm not a person who discriminates, uh, talks bad about Hispanics. I actually had love, and I still do, but I never knew the things that I know now, okay? Doing a little bit of research, really looking at what's going on, I had no idea. Just like a lot of other black people, we all think it's a black and brown thing. But the reality is, black people are the only ones that scream black and brown. When you tell me you don't see no other, you don't see Latinos talking about black and brown. When they get something, they get resources, they get it for brown people. It's not black and brown, okay? We are the only ones who scream black and brown. And let me tell you why most people scream black and brown. Let me tell you something. Take my word for this. A lot of people say black and brown because they're scared to say black. It's like a softener. It's like it kind of eases the blow. Negroes are scared to say we want resources for black people. So they'll say we want resources for black and brown. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there is no, there has not been a coalition. The coalition has been one-sided. Just like Pan-Africanism, the coalition has been one-sided. We've been wanting to help and be there for everybody. I've never known anything other than to extend my hand and to have compassion for every other oppressed group. I've never known nothing different until recently. Until recently, where I was put on to information and a new perspective to say, listen, we've done enough. We're going to just focus on us. It's about reparations. If it ain't about reparations, I don't give a fuck about it. Let's just keep it real. I'm going to just put that out there. People keep asking me, well, they'll say certain little things to me, and I'll be like, and I really just want to say, you know what? If it's not about reparations for foundational black Americans, I don't care about it. As far as politics go, who are you voting for? Reparations. What are you about? Reparations. That's it. Ain't nothing moving until that is out the way. And the reality is a lot of people that are out there riding and they want us to ride with them and stand with them in solidarity. They they are not for black people getting reparations. So why would I go out there? Why would I even stand here and be in solidarity with these people? Cut the check, Cyberdyne 100. You goddamn right. Cut the check, man. You dig? Straight like that. Um, for me, we cannot go any further until these checks are cut, man. You dig? People want us to just forget about the shit. Okay, people want us to look. Let me tell you something. A lot of Negroes, they have already forgive and forgotten. Let's be real, man. We got to be very real. A lot of FBAs, not the real ones, but a lot of the FBAs out here, they've already forgiven and forgave and forgotten. For me, I will never forget the fact that we were not compensated, okay, for building the greatest nation in the world. I will never forget that. Every day I walk out the house, you dig, and generation after generation of my family, I'm not gonna say we poor, but my nephews and nieces, they might struggle. Or man, fuck that. We not supposed to be struggling. We supposed to have a stake in this land because our ancestors built this shit. Yes, my family was slaves, you dig? So they work for free, man. While all the immigrants got to come over here and take part in this land, and they all stacked over us as far as the wealth goes. They have more wealth than black Americans. You dig? We're at the very bottom. That bothers me. We need to make that right. You dig? We need to close that wealth gap. So for me, man, it's like let's talk about the prisons. especially in LA. It's a well-known fact that when you go to prison in LA, your enemy, your enemies are Mexicans. They are not allowed to associate with you. They align themselves. They align themselves with who? Who can answer this for me? Somebody, because it hits a little different when somebody else says it. If you're in LA on the West Coast and you go to prison, and I think the federal system is like this too. Who are the Mexicans clicked in with? Somebody answer that, please. Put it in the chat. Because I don't want nobody to take my word for it. I'd rather somebody else say it. Somebody talk to me, man. So much scam likely, dog. I'm going to ask the question again. In the, on the West Coast, when in the prison system, who are the Mexicans aligned with? Who are their allies? Anybody? Does anybody know? BMG, my brother. BMG just told us the answer. They align with the Aryan Nation. So I'm trying to figure this out. They want the brothers and sisters over in LA to go out there and catch charges that they probably gonna get 20 years for burning up police cars, throwing rocks at the police and burning down buildings. They want them to go out there, get 20 years in prison. When they get to that prison, the people that's trying to kill them is gonna be the people that they was out there trying to fight for to stay here. Is that what the fuck is supposed to be going on? They're supposed to break the law for the cause, for the F ICE, F Donald Trump cause. And when they get to that penitentiary, they're gonna be in the same place where the Mexicans that they were fighting for are aligned with the Aryan Nation. Anti-black group. See, the problem is, man, we've been doormats for too long. We've been doing too much for everybody for too long, to where as though we've been very disposable, and people can just call on us when they need us, and we've stuck up for people and causes, and we've actually made it to where people can come over here. The 14th Amendment, we fought for that, for people to be able to come over here, other ethnic groups to be able to come over here, ethnic groups of color, because they didn't want them here. We were the ones that fought for that. So people automatically feel like we're supposed to be the crash dummies. We're supposed to be the cat in the hood when you got a problem, right? When you got a problem, I know I'm gonna go get Lil Black. He'll crash out, right? That's supposed to be us. The crash house. Nah, man. We sitting this thing out. We minding our business. Right now, everybody's talking about the movie Straw. People are line dancing. The BET Awards, everybody looked beautiful last night. Leave us out this shit, homie. Leave us out this shit, man. We're good. We okay. People keep saying, well, you're next. And I heard my man Tariq Nasheed he said, we're next. We were first, okay? You can't be next because we were first. You understand? And you got damn right. We already experienced this, man. And we're gonna experience it again at some point. But we can't get deported. Black Americans cannot get deported, dog. You understand? It's black folks out here carrying this lie around that we might get deported. A lot of scared business, man. You dig? Brother Reef, what it do? Valdor Doom says, why is there another riot in LA? I haven't been paying attention to anything recently. Well, Valdor, there's a riot in LA, and that's why I'm here to ask, because I really would like a real answer. From what I understand, people are protesting and rioting and uprising against ICE, against the deportations. Apparently, people think they can just come over here and do what the fuck they want to do. Okay, and if you try to send us back, we're gonna tear up your shit. We're gonna tear your stuff up. All right, we're gonna take you out of war. You dig? So I heard they called the Navy in. This is gonna get real interesting, y'all. This is gonna get real interesting. If you in LA, if you in California, I heard there's some other cities participating. I'm hearing that I think San Diego is supposed to be participating. If you are a foundational Black American, take your ass in the house, go enjoy your family. You dig? Stay out this mess, man. It's gonna be a lot of trickery out here. It's already a lot of trickery out here. It's a lot of influencers trying to drag us in this shit. If you look online, there are influencers on here trying to drag us in this, trying to make us have sympathy. They trying to make us have sympathy. Listen, man, I never want to see it. You know, let me tell y'all something about me. One thing I hate the most that really that hurts my heart is when I see a kid crying. I don't care if they want ice cream and they can't have it and they start crying. I hate to see kids cry. So, with that being said, I don't want to see any children suffer. But like I told y'all in the beginning, if I am a Mexican and I walk over the border and years later it catches up with me and my family, I am to blame. As a man, I'm not gonna blame the goddamn USA. I knew I was doing something illegal. I knew I set up shop, right, in a country where I didn't go through the proper paperwork. So when people try to give me this guilt trip, like, what about the kids? They're taking kids from school. I was took from school. When I was 16, when I was 16, they came and got me from school and separated me from my family, okay? That's a fact, man. And yes, of course, the kids didn't do nothing. When they came and got me from school, I did something, okay? But the point is, when you do something, you dig, your parents do something. Everybody got to pay the price. Now let's get to the solution. Let's get to this. I want to get to this part because it's very important. All those people in the street out in LA. At what point do they say, hey man, let's take this fight to Mexico and make our homeland great? At what point do they galvanize and put this energy into Mexico, getting the cartels up out of there? You know, that's gonna be a hard one. That's not gonna be an easy task, okay? So I give them a little bit of grace on that. But still, if enough people come together and put their energy into making Mexico great, you wouldn't have to be in downtown LA tearing shit up, trying to make it little Mexico. Another thing that I thought about, what if the goddamn cartel pulls up? What if you see a caravan of Toyota 4Runners or whatever they drive? You see a caravan hit that corner with the 50 millimeter guns, 50 caliber guns. That's gonna be a crazy sight, man. I don't want America to turn into cartel land. So when I see these flags being flown in the street of America, of the Americas, okay, I get a little concerned. I don't like that shit. I don't like that. Take that shit back over across the border, man. This is not that type of party, okay? We're trying to raise our family out here. You understand? Don't come over here with this cartel shit, man. So, black Americans, we stayed and we fought. We had no choice. We stayed and we fought. Um, we could have fled, I guess. Maybe we could, we could have left the country, or maybe, whatever. But we stayed and we still stay and we still fight. We put our energy into change. You understand? Um, I implore any of the Hispanics to galvanize, get together, put your resources together, and and think about how you can improve Mexico so you don't have to come here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I don't want people here. I'm just saying if y'all having a hard time getting over here, the next logical thing to do would be let's make the homeland great. At least a section of it, a portion of it. You dig? Make some negotiations to where as though the cartel will let you have a certain territory where it's just peaceful and it's nice. You know what I'm saying? Um, but this shit is gonna end up bad, family. It's gonna end up real bad, man. They keep they keep running around downtown LA waving these Mexican flags, dog. It might get real ugly, man. BMG says black Americans didn't have anywhere to seek refuge that was better than America. Black Americans had to sink or swim. You got damn right, brother. We had to sink or swim. And that's what we did. And the point is, we put our energy into solution. We didn't just tuck our tail and hide and then cry when we were caught. No, we fought. You dig? We fought to end slavery. We added value to the country. Uh, you know, added value on top of already building it. We added value. We added so much, man. Uh, so a lot of immigrants, let's keep it real. A lot of immigrants come over here and they don't really worry about adding value. They're worried about protecting their people, getting their people rich, um, getting their people jobs. They're not spreading the wealth out here like that. They're not looking out, hey, black man, come work for me. No, 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 no. When you go to these sites, you see a bunch of Mexicans, right? They keep the money in the family. Okay, so why are we gonna go out here and participate in the warfare if we can't participate in breaking bread? You dig? Wow. Come on, man. Come on, man. My man said, damn, Unc, you rich as I'm not rich, sir. I'm just comfortable. I'm just comfortable. You dig? Ray Minnick says, one problem is that as time goes on, it's less and less Latinos coming across the border and more Chinese, Africans, and Middle Easterns and more. It's Latinos taking up the fight though. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because it is more of them. Look. I just came from my mother lives in the DMV, right? If you're familiar with the DMV, that shit is little Mexico, man. That shit is little Mexico. I just came from all around the DMV, and I've always known this, but what part was I at? I was at a certain part of the DMV, and it looked like little Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that because they cool people. Let's not act like hey brother, they don't even speak. They don't even speak to you, cuz like they won't speak to you. You know what I'm saying? They in their own little world. They do their own little thing, man. And I'm not mad at that, but let's not act like there's this brotherhood, okay? If my man Henry in the building, he says, imagine if the cartel became legit and turned parts of Mexico to look like Dubai and protected the tourists from harm to build their country for the love of their people. Absolutely, man, that's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea. Imagine that. Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, man, that would be ideal. Either way, man, like they not gonna get far over here with this attitude of entitlement. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, uh, a lot of the people that are riding, they were born in America. You know what I'm saying? 21 mil, what up, homie? Says, but the cartel got no brains like the royals in Dubai. I tell you what, them cartels, they'll hire somebody. They'll hire the brains. They got a lot of bread. They'll hire the people to think for them. But I can't really speak on Mexico because I don't know what's going on over there. I do know it's very corrupt. I do know it's very corrupt. I do know it's very violent. You understand? And I don't want this nation to end up like that, to be honest. And right now, the way shit is going down out there, you know, they acting like that shit look like little Mexico out there, man. Yeah, man. Leonardo Jacobo, Mexico got its own mind. You dig? Um, but listen, I appreciate everybody tapping in. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed the broadcast, man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will be back. I gotta go get ready to fix dinner and all that, man. My kids' last day of school was today. I appreciate it, Unbreakable. Um, I'm gonna come back, man. I might come back later tonight. I gotta get to work, get some video editing done. But I appreciate y'all, man, for listening. This is like my therapy, man, and I also like to hear others' perspectives. So hit that like button for me, man. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment for the playback. I appreciate y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.